And it's real deep. How deep is your love? It's your love. Hello, hello, y'all. Come on in the room. Come on in the room. Hello, y'all. Hello, hello. Come on in the room. Come on in the room. Hello, y'all. Come on, I need some numbers. I need some people to log on. Come on, let's walk. Let's share this. Let's get our numbers way up. Hello, hello. Let me know that you're tuning in. Let me know you're logged on. Let me know you're logged on. If you're in the room, come on in the room. Come on in the room. I want you to share this as we are going live to talk about home ownership. Good evening. Hey, come on in the room. Come on in the room. We're talking home ownership tonight. And we want you in the space, in the place. It's time for us to own some stuff. So I want you to be in here. Come on in the room and wait 10 more seconds and we're gonna go jump in and start having this wonderful conversation. Good evening, y'all. Come on in the room. Come on in the room. Come on in the room. I'm sorry for all the background noises. All right, we're going to get started. I am sharing this to all of our platforms so we can get this going. All right, so listen, tonight we're talking about home ownership. One of the multiple things that happen in African American communities that it's a statistic that African Americans are not purchasing homes as much as we used to. We are missing out on home ownership opportunities. And as the church, it is our responsibility to bring information about how do we get there. I do want to share this before I bring on our special guest, is that in the African American community, one of the things we suffer from is lack of information. I know there are not too many African American families are teaching their children how to budget their money. They're not teaching their children how to save, how to earn, how to buy a house. And so tonight, I want to talk. I have a professional who's coming on. Krista's coming on. She's going to give us some information about home ownership and programs that are available that her company does that can help us get to that place. Can you do me a favor as we are preparing to go further in? Can you share this? Can you share this with your friends? Because home ownership is important, and I don't want us to perish. I want everybody who's attached to us to own something. And if you're looking for home ownership, we got somebody here tonight that's going to be a blessing to you. They're going to help you in your process. She's a real estate executive mogul on her way. Mm-hmm. I'm so excited about all the things that she is doing, and I'm gonna let my wife introduce her because they are friends. I'll let them introduce her.
So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, we have Krista Everett. Is it Everett? Tell me I'm saying your last name. Okay. Let's come on and hype her up. Give us some love. Throw some hearts out there. Some thumbs up. Let's go. Hey, Krista.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. I love your hair.
Oh, so thank you. I love yours too. And I'm digging them glasses, girl.
Thank you. You can't have them though.
Krista is a real estate executive, a rising star in the real estate aspect in the Baltimore City and Baltimore County. And I follow some of the things that she has been posting and she's sharing about real estate. Between her reels and personal life and her real estate, I am oftentimes laughing at what she posts. Yes. And so I saw something that just blessed me, and I wanted to bring this information to our people. I called her on, I think, Monday or Tuesday, like, hey, what are you doing on Thursday? I want to jump on this platform to educate, empower, and inspire people to home ownership. Krista, can you talk to us this? I know you don't have a lot of time tonight, but can you talk to us about some of the programs you are available and some of the things you are doing to help our community?
Sure. So, just so you know, I am a real estate agent, realtor licensed in the state of Maryland. So I service the entire state, mostly Baltimore and the surrounding counties. I'm an agent with Harris Hawkins and Co. brokerage, and with regards to the programs that I have, several, of course, I am here to educate buyers or future buyers on the process of home ownership, getting us to from the beginning of the process to the end, right? But with regards to the programs, I have a 90 days to home ownership challenge, and that's basically where we're educating the uneducated buyer to make sure that they are educated throughout the entire process of home ownership. And we do it on a week by week basis. We send out the information, different information to guide you through the steps. And that way, once you do start to buy a home, you kind of aren't, most people's complaint is that they don't know what's going on, what steps they are. It's a lot. And then purchasing a home is the largest transaction in most people's lives. So because of that, we want to make sure that people are educated in the process. So anyone can sign up for that is interested in home ownership. That's no, and that link is in my bio. So you could just sign up for that. What Jamie is speaking about that he saw was our lease to own program. So lease to own is a great option for those that are not ready to purchase a home yet. So you know you want to be there, but you're not quite there with regards to your maybe with regards to your finances, or maybe it's with regards to your credit score. So the lease to own program assist with basically what'll happen is the home that you're looking at will be purchased and leased to you, and you have up to a certain amount of years to fund or purchase the home with your own financing.
So
that's just it in a nutshell. That's not everything that goes into it. That's it in a nutshell.
So is that statewide also, or is that just like a specific area in Maryland? Is that like a statewide program?
No, it's statewide.
Okay.
It's statewide. I mean, well, it's Baltimore. I specifically focus on Baltimore, Harford County, so things like that, places like that. Okay. But I've seen homes in other areas too. And it's not just in Maryland, it's in other states. It services other states as well. But I focus mainly on Baltimore, okay. Harford County, Baltimore.
Okay.
I think that's amazing. I think that, and I'm going to share this. I think our community invests more in Gucci than home ownership.
Yeah, definitely.
We are investing in clothes that retain no value. That I'm guilty. I'm guilty of buying Gucci before I invested in the house. I'm guilty.
Well, it goes back to what you said though. It goes back to not being lack of information. So it's not that. That's the information that we have. So the information that we see, photographs that we see, the lifestyle that we see, that's information, even though it's not like information in text, it's still information. It's information for our brain, and that's what we see. So that's what we like and that's what we want. But we don't always see home ownership, what that looks like. We're not taught about finances. We're not taught about credit. So what's the expectation? If no one's teaching it, then what is the expectation? So I think that it's just a lack of information, a lack of knowledge, lack of know-how.
First of all, again, thank you for taking some time out your busy schedule today. We are sharing you to Facebook, our YouTube page, and going through our website. So there's 3 different streams going on at one time. Okay. We want to make sure that everybody is getting information about what is going on and how it's empowering our community. From a pastoral perspective, and one of the things I am concerned about is that if statistics are saying if African Americans are not purchasing homes by 2035, we will not be home owners. If we're not getting back into the mortgage game and we're not buying homes, our community is not purchasing and supplying our homes. And so I want to make sure that we are giving information to empower, to help grow, and to help lead our people. That's where my heart is. That's what my desire is. I'm so sorry. We've got a lot of going on at one time in the house.
It's okay.
So can you talk to us? I know you said, so what I saw with the program is that you could have to have a steady income of $40,000 a year. Is that per person or is that per household?
Yeah, so yeah, your income has to be at least 40,000 per year, and it can be per household or per person. It just depends on other factors because there's no like one set thing, that they're looking for. Obviously, someone who makes $40,000 wouldn't qualify for as much as someone who made more. So typically, if it's more than one person over 18 years of age, their income is factored as long as they meet the criteria for the program as well.
Can you give us some criteria for the program?
Yeah, so some of the information is listed there. It's over 18. 40K of income, you have to be able to prove your income. No recent bankruptcies. You can't owe in the apartment complex. No recent evictions, where things like that. So, and then there also are other stipulations to the program, but for the most part, those are the qualifying things. And with that, it's you qualifying for a lease.
Okay, and so that's awesome. So how quick can somebody get involved with this program? How does that work?
It takes about a day or so to get approved.
Wow.
So I would speak to them to make sure that they are interested and they are a good fit for the program because everyone's situation is different. So I would just speak to them to see if they qualify for the program, and then we would go through the process of applying for the lease.
So wait a minute. So you saying somebody can move into a house that they could?
No. The process for them to get started with the program is applying for the lease, and so that process of getting them approved. I apologize. Getting them approved and getting started with the program takes about a day for them to know whether they are approved or not. Okay. It is a $75 application fee. For a family. So if it's a husband and a wife or maybe another child that's 18, it's the family. But we still would need to have you apply for the program. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. To people who may be watching us, I don't know if whatever media stream you're watching us on, if you all have questions, please, we want you to ask questions about home ownership. How often, so you're saying it takes a day or two to get approved. So what does that look like? Can you walk us through that?
So once they are approved, for the program, then we can go out house shopping. There are some stipulations that are set in place as far as what type of home you can purchase and the locations and the areas in which you are allowed to purchase the homes. But once you're approved, then we go through that. And what that looks like. So then we go home shopping and you find the home. And then once you find a home, then the home is purchased and then leased to the candidate or the applicant. And they have up to 5 years to purchase the home.
That's all. So after the 5 years, they have to have been in position to purchase the home from the current owner, basically. That is correct.
And the idea is that they are in a position to get the mortgage and purchase the home within that time. Now, the way that the program is set up, they have any time within that time. So it's a year-to-year lease. So of course, you have a year lease. But say in 60 days, you have financing and you're good to go and you're ready to purchase it, you can. Okay. If not, you finish out your lease. And at the end of the year lease as well, if this isn't something that you want, you can just finish your lease out and terminate your lease. I mean, not terminate your lease, but not renew your lease. Right. So it's no obligation past that year.
Wow.
Yeah. So, but the idea is that to set people into a situation where they can own. And this lease to own program is not like some, others. So I like this one a lot. So I'm.
So are there any benefits? Like, I know some and I'm just speaking off the cuff. I'm not a realtor or whatever. But I've heard of programs where you do a lease to own, and the bank would help with like closing costs, or would help with the down payment amount or whatever. Are there any benefits in this program that assist people in that way?
Not necessarily. There aren't anything, there aren't those things in place. But you still have, there are still down payment assistance programs offered through the state all the time.
Okay.
So you still can, but as far as the program assisting, no.
Okay.
You can use your security deposit to be credited at closing.
Okay.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So because your security deposit is yours.
Right.
So as long as you are in good standing, you don't owe them anything, all of those things. Of course, they're going to take their money if you owe them something. But
Right.
if you're in good standings with them, of course you can credit that to you at closing. So
That's
So,
awesome.
Here's another question.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Here's another question. As a realtor, let me make sure I'm asking this the right way. As a realtor, if you were to help a person to be approved for, well, not help them to be approved, but if you were to help a person get into a program like this, would you also continue to help them? It's a two-part question. Would you also continue to help them with the process of purchasing said home? And would that person, if they qualify for like a first-time homeowners program, and you may have already answered this question when I went upstairs, but if they qualify for a first-time homeowners program, would they still qualify if they're in a program like this?
So this has no bearing on them qualifying for a first-time home buyers program, because technically in this situation, they are leasing, they are not owning.
Okay.
So so it does not belong to them as far as ownership goes until they purchase it.
Got you.
And so with that being said, no, it does not have any bearings on them qualifying for a first-time home buyers program. As far as assisting them in the purchase of a home, as far as assisting them with the purchase of a home, that's where a lender steps in.
Okay.
So it's two-part when you're looking for a home. You have lender and you have a realtor.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm a realtor that assists them within the home buying process, but I refer them to a lender.
Okay.
Okay, so I have referrals and different things like that. If they don't know anyone, as far as a lender goes, then I have the resources for lenders based on their situation.
Mm-hmm. And
the lender works with them as far as first-time home buying as well. So I can give them the resources that they need as far as buying. The great thing is when you're in the lease to own program and you're going to purchase the home, it's not the same process that a regular person will go through to purchase a home.
Okay.
With that being said, I would just need to give them the resources that they need. I wouldn't really be the one guiding them through the program because they aren't buying in a typical way. The house is already theirs. The landlord is going to let buy it from them. So there's no middle person. They just need the financing from the mortgage lender.
Gotcha.
So can I ask you this question? What's the typical credit? What's the typical credit score that people need to be trying to achieve to just purchase a home, not just but to purchase a home in general? People are scared of credit, and so I want to talk about that in our last couple minutes. Let's talk about this demon called credit that's been holding us back.
And I think that again, I think it's the lack of information. I do think that people are very afraid of finances. They're very afraid to tackle it. They're very afraid to let people know where they are with credit. So, and it's one of those things where, I can do it myself, but you really don't know, you really don't know what you're doing. So it's really difficult. And it's all about education, really, in my opinion. So I'll work with credit specialists if they need those things to get them where they need to be, because again, it's about education and changing the behaviors to get you there, to get you that got you to that point so that you can stay and get where you need to be. With regards to purchasing a home, COVID made it a little bit difficult to purchase, not to purchase, my apologies, but with regards to the credit score that most lenders are looking for.
Okay.
We have lenders that can work with most credit scores over a 580, but when you're that low of a credit score, no, I don't want to even talk about, I don't even want to glaze over what I just said.
Okay,
when you're that low, it's very difficult to purchase because you have to put a lot of money down. So that's not something that I would even focus on. I throw it out there because I don't like for people to be so discouraged about the home buying process. But right. I'm not going to. Yeah, but I'm not going to focus on that number because you want to have yourself in a better financial situation when you purchase a home. So I would say 640, 660 is what most of my really great lenders are requiring right now to purchase a home. But there are programs, and they're not the best, and they're not very easy to get into. I'm not going to say that they're not easy to get into, but you need more money down.
Okay.
Right.
You need more money out of your pocket in order to qualify for those programs.
So here's why I said, wait a minute, hold on. It wasn't that we're looking for that low. Yeah. But sometimes we need a tangible number, like, wow, I'm not that far off. I'm not that far gone. Because oftentimes you hear about credit, then I call that demon called credit that sometimes shackles us. I call credit a demon. Because in our minds, we make it bigger than what it needs to be. And we don't actually take the necessary steps to repair credit, to get credit, to advance our family. And what people really don't know is that jobs look at your credit. Not only is it, most times jobs look at your credit, everybody's looking at your credit to see if you are dependable to pay bills. Are you responsible? And that's how they look at you. And so what I found out, and I'm sharing this with you, is having no credit is like having bad credit. Mm-hmm. I didn't know that. You know, I was always the type, like, if I got cash, cash is king. No, it's not. Cash is not king. Credit is still king because cash is good. Cash is good, but when you got to finance something and you need somebody to lend you something, they want to know that.
Oh, here's the thing: cash is still king. Credit is just queen. That's just it. So cash is going to get you, if you're in a situation where you have the cash, you're going to be able to get a house quicker with cash than you are going to be able to get a house with credit. Okay.
So when I said that, I was saying in the efforts, like when I went to go buy a car,
yeah,
and I didn't have any credit. So when I went there, I was like, well, I've been paying. They said, well, how are you paying your bills? I said, I've got cash. I've been paying it.
Yeah.
They was like, you don't have any credit cards? I was like, no. You don't have any of this? I was like, no. I've just been paying my bills, living my life.
You mean with respect to
right?
Trying to get financing.
That's what I mean. In respect to trying to get financing. And so those are the things that we are not talking about. Those things that we're not saying. And I want to make sure that our people who may watch us now, who may watch it later on, may catch it during the week this week, that they hear that you got to start somewhere. You got to start somewhere.
Do. And you do. I will say, like I said, with COVID, it's best to focus on having a 640 credit score to when you're looking to purchase a home. If that is a challenge and you need assistance, you can still reach out to me so that I can put you in partnership with someone who can assist you with getting your credit to where you need it to be with regards to purchasing a home. Okay, so I have several credit specialists that will work with you and with regards to getting you to where you need to be. Because again, I find that people are very, very secretive when it comes to financing, and they don't want to, not only do they not want to tackle it, but they also don't want to talk about it, like we said. So you'll have, let's say, a friend, let's say, and you won't contact me because you don't want me to know what your credit is, but in truth be told, I never even see I don't know what your credit is. I don't see your financial information. That goes to the mortgage lender. I don't see it. Even if you're working with a credit specialist, I don't see your credit. I never see any of your personal financial information. I don't know anything. So
You just don't know how much you get financed for. They $300,000, right? You get that number.
That's it. And I think that so sometimes people are afraid, like, well, I don't want her to see it. Well, I'm never going to see it. I'm here to help you. I'm not here to judge you. I want you to know that home ownership is within your grasp. It's just that we need to take different steps in order to get there, and know that that's okay.
Oh, that's amazing. Again, thank you for your time tonight. We get ready. I know you got somewhere to be, so I want to honor your time and your with us on tonight. Thank you again. I want to do this. I wanted to. How can people connect with you? How can we reach out to you so they know where you are?
Sure. So I'm on Instagram, and my Instagram handle is Krista Marie Everett. So KRISTA MARI Everett EVERETT.
KRISTA MARI
EVERETT.
I'm slow, but I'm working.
No, that's okay.
Okay. So that's Instagram.
Yep.
All right.
That's great.
Right. So Ernest.
I'm replying to Ernest. Yep. That's
right. So he talked about that. It is. I think, and that's why I keep saying this is such crucial. And I know I got 4 minutes left. It's not the.
It's okay.
It's not the end of the world.
No, it's not.
You can recover. You can rebuild. You can reshape. You can come out of this demon called debt. You can come out of this demon called debt. I said
demon.
I hit my heart on this one for real. I really believe that as people of faith, we can live debt free. The Bible says the wealth of the wicked is laid up for the just. And he says, for I know the plans I have towards you. I plan to prosper you. So if God plans to prosper us, and he has the wealth of the wicked is laid up for the just, it simply suggests that we have to be in position to handle the resources when it's our opportunity. We got to be positioned. And I think we miss those moments because we don't position ourselves for the moment. We're scared to talk about, like you said, Krista, we're scared to talk about our credit. We're scared to talk about bankruptcy. We're scared to talk about our check, how much money we make. We're scared to talk about what failures we had. And realistically, brothers and sisters, and y'all can get mad at me, Black families do not teach their children how to balance checkbooks. We don't talk to our children about how to handle finances. We don't talk to our children about how because they got cut off in our name, we put in our baby's name. We got to break the curse. The curse of, that's what I said, the generational debt and the oppression that we kind of put on our people. And if we start having these conversations, if we start owning our stuff, if we stop trying to buy labels and start investing in our families and investing in our future and doing 401k and savings account, you will start to see the difference in your life. I was having a conversation with one of my colleagues, and she's doing quite well in life. And the conversation she said to me was, I can tell by who I'm around by they discuss what I'm wearing. She said, if they say, oh, that's a nice Gucci bag, that's a nice this a nice that, then she says, I know where their mindset is. Because my friends who have money ain't worried about what I have on. Mm-hmm. But the people who are running around who don't have resources are concerned about what I have on my back. Mm-hmm. And so, as you said earlier in the beginning of our conversation, it's the mindset of what we see. And so we got to work on changing the narrative and changing the mindset to really get to that place where we can really have everything we are supposed to have. And so first of all, again, thank you tonight. If you all have questions, her Instagram is on. We have posted her Instagram right there. I trust her that she's going to give you the best service possible. She's not going to put you in a house you cannot afford to pay for 1 month after you get in it. She ain't going to lease you nothing. You ain't qualified to lease in. I just believe by the integrity of this young lady that she's going to do her best by you. I'm going to leave your Instagram up on the screen as long as we're on here. I know you've got to go. I know, but again, thank you so much. Thank you so very much for being such a willing participant.
No problem.
Do you have anything else you want to say before I let you go?
No, I appreciate you for having me on this evening. And yes, if anyone has any questions, feel free to reach out to me. I'm here to answer your questions if you're interested in any of the program, the 90 Days to Home Ownership Challenge. Like I said, it's in my bio, or the Lease to Own. You can reach out to me and I will answer all questions that you have. Okay.
I'd like to add that she's a mighty good couponer also. You know, I digress.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Have a wonderful evening.
You as well. Thank you.
You're welcome. So listen, y'all, we've got some great information. We've got some great stuff that's going on, and we really want you to take advantage of everything that is going on. Take advantage of everything that's happening. We miss out on so much because we're afraid to deal with it. We're afraid to talk about how much we got saved. We're afraid to talk about how much we got in the bank. We're afraid to look at how much we're spending. My wife and I took a hard look at how much we spend eating out. We took a hard look at how much we're spending on restaurants that don't serve the best quality food for our family. How did we close the back door? And so those are things that we don't talk about. Those are things we do not say. So if we're going to be people who are going to empower each other, we've got to be willing to face up to what we're going through. And hopefully this is encouraging somebody today. Don't be scared of that. Don't be scared of your credit. Don't be scared of how much money you make a year. Don't be scared of it, because then you know where you are and you can really set strategic goals to get where you want to be at. And so Ernest did something. I'm going to put what Ernest said on the screen. I think this is fantastic. Ernest said he added his daughter to his credit card so she could establish credit. That's Ernest. Ernest, you did something. You put your daughters on your card so they can establish credit. Daughter. I'm sorry. That's awesome. That's fantastic. I have nothing but major respect for that you would add your daughter so she could establish her credit. That's fantastic. What made you do it? If you don't mind me asking, what made you do it? What made you do it? I know you're probably on the screen. We're waiting on the answer from Ernest.
Hey, Ernest, you want to jump on?
Ernest, you want to jump on? Yes, Ernest, jump on real quickly.
Are you able?
If you can, Grace send you a link?
Right.
Yeah, I just sent it to you. Ernest, we're going to bring you on really quickly, and we're going to have this.
If he's able. Keep talking. So
our children can be set. And do y'all have any questions or anything that you all want to talk about? I just feel like our community does not do this. We don't talk about finances. We don't talk about income. We don't. please, sir. Please put a shirt on.
This is not that kind of coffee and conversation.
And so we want to make sure our children know what's the best out there. We cannot just be transparent. Kanice was very influential in me getting my stuff together. She was very influential about me getting my stuff together. She was very crucial to that part of saying, listen, no, you got to get your credit together. We got to build. We have to grow. We have to develop. And making me sit down with a credit repair person and making me sit. And at first, and to be honest, I was taken aback. I was resistant. I wasn't. Hit the link. Ernest, click the link that was just sent to you, sir. And I will bring you on. And so I was resistant. I was challenged by it. And when, after maturing to the point where I was no longer bothered by what I needed to work on, I was able to say, hey, okay, let's work on this. Okay, let's build this. Okay, let's grow from this. And so, yep, Dwayne, that's a true partner. And so having that, being able to be vulnerable and be able to be honest, really helped build my credit. We're bringing on Ernest, the credit king, on the screen now. Ernest,
Yes,
Welcome.
sir.
Welcome to Coffee and Conversations, man.
And I was just passing through and I saw the subject, so I figured I would jump in and see what y'all were talking about.
Come on through.
Come on in the room.
This is my big cousin, guys.
This is Ernest, the money master himself.
Yep.
And so we are, Ernest, you said something, and I really want to kind of, if you could talk about this just for a moment. You said two things. You took some of your tenants from a 540 to a 670, 520 to 670.
Yep.
You raised your own from 720 to 850.
I'm at 850 right now. Yep.
You had 8. That means you have perfect credit.
Like
perfect credit.
Yeah, perfect credit.
But the thing is, I have lots of debt. I got mortgages. I got credit cards. I got car loans. I mean, it's you. The thing is, you got to have debt to raise your credit score.
Mm-hmm. You have to be consistent with paying, right?
That's the thing. The payments are the key, and you got to actually stay within. You got to stay below 30% on each of your credit cards.
Right.
Right.
So sometimes you can take it up to like 60 or 70. When you're trying to like inject like numbers into your credit score, take it up to like 80%. Like you have time, so you'll take a hit in the beginning. So you'll go from like 520 to 580 or whatever to 520. But after like 6 months, you pay it down to 30% across all your credit cards. I did it with my tenant. She had 5 credit cards. They each had a balance. The limit was like $1,000 for each credit card. So it's easy to get to 80%. You spent $800 and you maxed out almost.
Right.
So I had her max them out to like 80%, 90%, 5 credit cards, and I had her pay them all down at 30%. Her credit score jumped from the 520 to 670. And just from doing that, it's like little tips and tricks you can do to make.
So but say that one more time. So take your credit cards to 80%.
Yep.
In 1 month.
If your credit score is already low, just go ahead and max out your credit cards to 80%. You need to have more than one. So you start off, depends on where you're starting from. If you have one credit card, apply for others because you're going to take hits on your credit as you apply for other credit cards.
Right.
And it takes time to get the credit score increased. So you got to pay consistently, charge 30% and don't go higher. Call the credit card company and say, I need to spend more money. I want to charge more. I don't want to go over 30%. Can you raise my limit? So they'll keep doing that because they see that you're paying monthly. So it depends on where you are as far as with the credit cards. If you already have 5, it's easy. Like we did with my tenant, she already had the 5 cards. So I said, max them out and pay them down at the same time. And once they reported them, her credit score jumped. But it depends on where you are.
So, so say you had 4 cards, right?
Yep.
You got 4 credit cards. And so me, I keep mine at I won't go over 30%. Like I ride that. You were absolutely. I ride the 30. I would not. I want my score to, right. I want to be able to profit something. They get it. I give it to me. I don't want no questions asked.
Right.
But so you're saying doing that. If I wanted to raise it, push it all the way up to 80.
Yep. You'll take a
for
hit
1 month.
Well, until they report it. So you got to get like some type of monitoring app. Right. I use Experian. You can use Credit Karma. I think they have stuff like that. But you want to know when the credit card companies report your balance to the agencies, to the TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian. Once you see this reported, then you pay it down.
Okay. So the next month, pay them all down to 30.
Not the next month. It's only when they report it because they don't report it every month. Experian reports every month. TransUnion and Equifax, they do what they want. So that's why I said a couple of months. I had her riding out like 3-4 months, something like that. And just to make sure that the negative balance.
Right.
So that way when she paid it off, because all my tenants, I try to position them to buy the house from me. Every rental property I have is always a lease with option to buy.
Okay.
So
would you say that slow and steady? Well, first you have to be very disciplined to like take that strategy and run with it, because some people will makes it up to 80 and be like,
you got to have the income, right? The thing is,
I'm here now.
Yep, you got to have the income to be able to pay it down. So you got to like y'all said earlier, no eating out, because I eat out. You see, I post stuff, but those are like the only times I eat out. Other than that, we in here cooking.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So you gotta. It's about the food will kill you. That's the number one thing. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner, eating out, $10, $20 per person per meal.
My God.
add it up, and it's crazy. I did that myself. I don't eat out. I don't eat lunch at work. I eat lunch one time a week at work, and that's only on Wednesday when they have wings. So Wing Wednesday is the only time I buy lunch, and it's like $11. I drink water from home. I bring my water with me. I don't buy sodas, juice. I have like a little snack fund for like if I want to eat peanuts or whatever in the snack bar. They like 50 cents. I'll go grab some of those. But yeah, it's crazy how much money you will spend. I did my math, and I was spending $20 a meal. I would eat breakfast on the way to work, lunch at work, and then grab dinner on the way home.
Mm-hmm.
So you just said you did the math.
I did the math. 30 days.
It's crazy what happens when you just do the math.
That's it.
It's amazing what you find out when you just do the math.
Yep. That's a car payment and insurance and everything you spend it and just eating out.
That's your savings account.
Exactly. So yep, you redirect it somewhere else, and that's how you save the money up to be able to play the credit card game, where you max it out and be able to pay it down to 30%.
I'm gonna share something with y'all. I'm gonna share this on. I was so excited this week, this Sunday. I wanted the Peloton. On Saturday I tried the Peloton. I was on the Peloton while we were away, and I loved it. Like I was like, oh, this is everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
And a Peloton is an expensive bike. It ain't no cheap
sir.
bike.
Nope.
So I was like, okay, Jamie, either you gonna pay it or you gonna finance it. What you gonna do?
Finance it.
So that's what I did. So I was sitting here and we were sitting at the dining table, and I'm looking at this Peloton, and I was like, I want this Peloton. And something was like, just apply. Let's see what happens. You know, when you black, we could be honest and say it's a let's see. Right?
Right. I do it
when
too.
You like it's a let's see. It's not, you know, you ain't 100%, but you willing to try. And what I forgot about was I have been doing stuff to pay on my credit. I've been doing stuff to do stuff. And so one of the tricks I did, and I share this with you, is I split my personal car note into 2 payments.
Mm-hmm.
I paid it twice a month. I paid it, you know, at the beginning of mid-month, that prior to the month's due, and at the beginning of the month, at the end of the month. So I'm always a month ahead in my credit card. My next bill ain't due to May. So I'm a month ahead, which helps my credit score.
Nope.
Didn't realize it helped it that much because it's reporting twice a month that I'm paying the amount. It's not telling you how much you're paying, but it's showing that the credit that I'm paying is reporting to Equifax and everybody that he's paying 2 payments a month on his car note.
Oh, that's cool that they're doing it that often.
And it's not showing, I'm never behind. So when I pull my credit, all of it says excellent, excellent, excellent. My payment history, excellent, but I'm not paying the full amount. They're saying that they're receiving 2 payments from me a month to show that I'm ahead of the game. Okay. So I've been doing that. And so I went to apply for the Peloton, and they said, oh no, you're financed. You can get 2 Pelotons. I was like, no, the devil is a lie. The devil is a lie. I'm gonna go get this one. And I was like, how much is it going interest rate? Because they'll approve you, but your interest rate could be ridiculous.
Yep.
It was 0% interest.
That's what's up. There you go.
That was a highlight for me. That was like a win for me.
That's huge.
Because you know, with our community, we look at things like that and say, am I really going to be successful?
Right.
Is this really going to happen for me?
Yep. And
so now this is, I don't get excited anymore about what shoe come out. I get excited when I see my credit score go up.
Yep, that's me.
They increase my credit limit on my credit cards, even though these are things that are happening. That
you got to call and ask them to increase them. Like I do it religiously. You got to call and ask them to increase it. I don't use the credit, but I still call them and say, "Can you bump it up for me?"
Okay. And how often can you do that? Like how often?
As often as you want. There is no limit.
As often as you do this.
Yep. Exactly. Right. Do this and remember me.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. So
y'all teaching me something. Well, I mean,
Yeah, but it's crazy. So they have different factors when it comes to your credit score. It's the debt to income. So they want to make sure that your salary is where it needs to be able to support the debt you have. That's what comes. That's one of the factors that comes into play when you're buying a house. They want to make sure that your credit cards are down low enough that you can. I'm not sure if it's like twice the mortgage or whatever it is, but they want to make sure that your household income, I want to say, is twice whatever that monthly mortgage payment is. Right. So, but then the other factors for your credit score come in as far as 30% under your the credit limits you have, and they want to make sure you have long length of credit. So you got to have. I used to cancel credit cards. That's the
Right.
worst thing to do is cancel them. So now I have credit cards I've had for like 17 years now.
Right.
And the longer you have them, that's actually the other reason why I put Jordan on my credit cards, to give her that length.
Right. Because they look at your open line. They look at your
Exactly.
open lines of credit.
They
So,
used to be where you could
I'm
add
thinking
somebody
about
to your
giving
credit
kids Not
card.
giving no card, though. I ain't giving the kids no credit card.
Back
She don't have any cards. You ain't giving no copies of them.
I gave her a card, but it's an Amex, and I was able to set a limit to it.
We
So
talking about a different kind of kid, though. Jordan is a different kind.
Yeah.
If I
different
give Kenny
kind of
Logan
kid.
my credit card, that drink gonna be maxed
Oh yeah,
out.
I told Jordan, this is yours, and if you want to use it, you got to text me or call me first before you swipe it for every purchase. I don't care if it's gas. I don't care if you on the side of the road. You better try to call me, and then
Right.
don't get me, then you can use it. But I need to approve every expense, and I get emails for every time it gets swiped.
Mhm.
So I let her know that too.
Yeah, and again,
No,
yeah, we're not there yet. We're not. I'm not at the stage of giving them a card. We may be at the stage of putting them on a card, but not.
Well, you got to put them on early, because back in the day, I think they stopped this like 2 years ago, where if you had a card that's 17 years old, you add somebody in it, they get credit for the 17 years, but they stopped that.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Yep. So now if I add you to my card, that's a fresh card for you.
So what about? Have you heard? And you don't have long. Have you heard? I heard a thing called trade lines.
I've heard about that, where you can. Is it the one where you can buy? You can.
Buy lines of credit.
It's
Yeah.
basically like the same
Same
thing.
you
Yeah.
do.
So I'm not sure if that works anymore, because that's why they had that, is for the length of credit. So I'm not. People probably, well, not probably. I know people who still do that. A friend of mine from my church did it before he bought his house. Actually, Kevin Johnson. I don't know if you know him, the keyboard player at Open Bible.
Okay.
He just bought a house last year. I want to say last year, and he did the same thing. He got the trade line, and they added him on to these other credit cards, and he was able to get approved because he didn't have the credit history that he needed. He needed, but that actually pushed him over the top.
Right.
So it's
So
all kind
that's
and my
all
tenant,
kind of ways.
I added my tenants to my credit cards too, to help them out, to establish credit when they moved in. That was one of the first things. I had a credit card I didn't use, so that's my tenant credit card. The room
Oh,
one.
you're a very trusting dude.
Well, I didn't give them a card.
Okay.
Gave
Just
my
add-
daughter a card.
That's kind of like the same thing as a trade line.
Right, same exact thing. Yep, I didn't give my
Mhm.
credit card number. I had the card in my drawer. Actually, I cut the card up, had it in my drawer, cut it up, and told them you're on here, but they don't know what the account number or anything. The mail comes to my house. Their address is my house.
Right.
My PO box. Sorry. So,
Mhm.
but yeah,
Yeah.
my
That's
daughter.
good stuff.
And the key is, some credit cards, when you do this, the best one to do it for is the Amex, because the other cards don't use your social. Amex uses your social. Chase and all them, the other ones, the Visa cards and everything, just use your name and your address. So there's no
Okay.
guarantee that it's going to give you the impact you're looking for. Your credit score may not even change unless they apply your social to that. And the only one I know that does that is American Express.
Okay.
I think Discover does it too.
Oh yeah, they might do it. Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yep.
Discover definitely does it because
That's one of the cards I closed and I should have kept open, but
yeah, because my wife and I, we both have two separate cards, but we're on each other's cards.
okay.
So she had a credit line, and I have a credit line, and then we're both on each other's credit line. So it ultimately helps both of us when we pay our bills.
Yeah.
It helps both of us. And
Yeah,
so I even see her when I put my credit. I was like, "Oh, that's Kenesa's credit card." Okay.
Yeah, it's crazy though. I mean, the whole credit thing is not as complicated as people think it is. It's about doing those injections where you rack it up and then pay it down, because they love seeing. I get the alerts that says, "Oh, you paid your credit card down to this number or whatever," and then your credit score goes up like 45 points, something crazy.
I think the biggest thing though for our community is that we're miseducated
Yep,
in reference to credit.
credit, balancing checkbooks, taxes, they should
all of that.
all that stuff.
I'm gonna say this, like, I think I had amazing parents. My parents were amazing. I watched my father hustle. I watched my mother hustle. I come from hustlers, so I know how to get money. But they never taught us how to balance a checkbook.
Yep.
And they didn't teach us how to. They taught us how to save. Don't spend your money. Hold your money. That was them
Mhm.
teaching you to save. Don't spend your
Right.
money, hold your money.
Right.
But when you're 16 and you want to be with the people, you can't hold your money. You got to spend your money, you know.
Right.
And so we spent so much time trying to fit images of what we saw that we didn't realize they didn't own that stuff either.
Right.
that was for pictures and
Yeah.
not real life.
Yeah.
And I want to,
Yeah.
if we do anything as a pastor, as a church, I want to be a church who teaches that people don't be defined by the clothes you wear on your back.
Yep.
Don't be defined by that.
Yep. That's me. Y'all know how.
We know how you roll.
Yeah.
We know how you roll. We were at the table this recently, and I was told what I was, and I'm not going to repeat it on this
I remember.
this live. But
Oh man.
that's not the definition of somebody. Your success is not defined by the labels on your or the
What I
buttons of the
will
shoes
say-
you wear.
Can I jump in for a second?
Absolutely.
The key to me being where I am now is I lay out all my spending. Like I have my car payments. I have a spreadsheet that says how much I pay for each vehicle.
Mhm.
Actually, let me back up. Here's my monthly income, net, not gross. Here's my gas that I pay for the month. I like go through my credit card. Actually, I only use credit cards for the points for one, because I get points on Amex. That's why I do my shopping on Amazon, everywhere else off of points for my credit card.
Mhm.
But I put my income in one column or anywhere on a spreadsheet. Then you figure out your outgo, car payments, the gas and electric, mortgage, rent, whatever you got to pay, everything that's in there, you need to have it listed. You need to have your credit limit, your credit balance, all that stuff documented. And you want to see what percentage that is. And you got to have a plan to say, okay, I'm going to tackle this first card. The credit limit is 1,000. And my other one is 5,000. So I'm going to pay the 1,000 one down to 30% first. So my first month, I have month to month. Actually, I did a whole calendar for a whole year. And I planned it month to month from January to December to figure out which ones I pay down first. And I have set my goals. So you got to have how much money you're working with at the bottom of your numbers, man. So you got to figure out how much you have at the end to play. Not to play with, but to use to accomplish your goal. But the whole key is writing everything out. You got to have everything written out, from the food. That's how I figured out how much money I was spending for food every month. You gotta actually put yourself on a budget, like Michelle does it. She has a eat out budget for both of us. So, I mean, it's just everything. The whole key to everything is documenting everything. So, and that's how I got through. That's how I figured everything out, and that's how I got from that 720 to 850. Because after that 12 months, I had my end goal and I stuck to it. So, and it gets easier, and that's why I cook so much now. I mean, it helped me out in the house because now I can throw down in the kitchen. So
check this out. Let me just ask you, how much did you save doing this? Like, how much were you able to put away? Now you only give like, was it?
I didn't put away anything during that time. My only goal was paying stuff down.
Mhm.
There was no money going to savings at all during that time. Savings comes after this is my thing. I mean, I'm not an expert. I'm just saying what worked for me.
Mhm.
But savings came after I got myself in a position to start saving. So you got to clean up all the baggage and everything, because if you're still bleeding, you got to stop the bleeding first.
Right.
I had to. So I stopped the bleeding for a year, and it threw my credit score up. But now the savings coming from me selling these houses my rentals, I was able to do everything for. I tried to get the tenants to buy them, but we're in a good market now for selling properties. So I'm dumping everything. And so
let's talk about that offline. You may have dumped something.
Like this is a game of Monopoly.
Yeah,
we're gonna talk offline.
that's pretty much what it is, right?
Something you dumping. Don't worry.
So here's the disclaimer.
But there's no savings though.
Here's the disclaimer. These two gentlemen are numbers people.
Yes. Yep.
Like big time numbers people. Somebody who me.
Give me your money and I control it for you.
No.
I mean, well, sometimes it's better because what we did, one of our tenants who she was horrible with spending. So she gave Michelle her check every month. She cash apped her entire paycheck. It said, pay my rent, pay my car payment, and help me get my credit straight. And so Michelle did that and actually figured out what to pay. She had like 4 things that were She had 4 judgments. She had all kinds of stuff going on. Michelle got her out of that in 2 months because
Wow.
she made so much. She made way more than she needed to be able to get herself out, but she had no discipline to do it
Right.
herself. So sometimes it takes somebody else that's a numbers person, and it's easier because it's not emotional. It's like, nope,
Right.
you ain't getting your hair done this week. You ain't getting your nails done next week. You're not going to do this, and it's for you. You're like, no, I gotta get this done. No, this is a must for me. I do praise and worship on Sunday, so I gotta make sure I'm straight.
Get out my business.
Ernest, say it. You freaking good. You
I'm
freaking
just
good
saying.
shit out there.
So it's better for the other person to handle stuff like that.
So let me say this. Let me say this about Kenise, and this is very personal for me.
You about to tell something?
No, for me, it's very personal.
Get my
When
business.
Kenise and I got together, I would have $7,000-8,000 between my house and my pocket,
Mhm.
and have nothing in the bank.
Yep.
I was turning out. Remember that? She was like, "Why do you have so much money in your pocket?" Or I would have, between my house, my mama's house, and my pocket, I've had 10, 12 grand. Just money, cash, just in different places.
Yep.
Because in my hood mind, I ain't trust the banks. They always trying to see how much money I got.
Right.
What happens if they freeze my money and I can't get it out? I got to be able to go to the mall. I got, this is what I'm thinking. And it took her saying, "That's dumb." And
Yep.
you got to establish life. You have to stop living paycheck to paycheck and
Yep.
live for what's to come later.
Been
And I
there.
think one of the things that our community suffers from is that we're not looking for the long picture.
Nope.
We're looking for the short satisfaction.
Yep.
And so I thank you for that challenge. And so hopefully we can challenge somebody that I know it's challenging, but look for the long satisfaction. Now I can attest to say I got a pocket full of cards.
Exactly.
Yeah, I got a pocket full of cards. Every now and then I want to go back to my dope boy mentality
Oh my
ways
God.
and have all my money.
Dope
The
boy.
dope boy mentality ways, not dope boy itself, babe. When you walk around with a whole bunch of money in your pocket, I got all the money. Every now and then, Ernest, I get the unction. I do. I get the unction to be like,
It feels
let me
good.
not put this in the bank. Let me just go play with this and show people I got money.
Yep.
But then I realized people who really have money don't show it.
Nope. I'm with you. I'm gonna say one more thing that I learned that I just started doing. When you talked about savings, Michelle and I now, I think it was Warren Buffett that said it. We just started doing like Ameritrade and stuff like that. So money we would normally blow, like we have a budget. We'll buy stock like every 2 weeks. So I own like Walmart. We own Target. All the places that you shop at.
Mhm.
Like anything Nike. We own Nike. Nike went up 400% since we bought it. So
Wow.
we are buying like so money we would like spend on just frivolous stuff, shoes, clothes, whatever. We now set it aside and we use that to invest. And it's the long game because people that invested like in McDonald's 30, 40 years ago, or if you invested in Google or Tesla or whatever when they first started trading, people making money. So I'm at the point where I'm doing more investing with my loose change. And I'd rather put it there than to actually just hold it in the bank for savings. Because banks only give you what, like 1.5%, 2%, whatever.
Right.
At the most.
Exactly. But when you're on the stock market, you got to at least be willing to lose whatever that money is. I'm playing long game. I don't move it around. I don't do anything. We buy the stock. We own Tesla stock. We own all kinds of stocks now. So, and just rolling with that.
What would you say the best, I don't want to say broker, the best avenue to trade through is?
We on, what is it called? TD Ameritrade or something like that. That's what we use.
So we just got into doing what's it called? Like Bitcoin and
like Bitcoin is huge. Yep, that went up too. I bought some Bitcoin and that went up like 400%.
Yeah.
So I'm doing Bitcoin, but also looking at, I started buying some cryptocurrency programs, and then also medical marijuana companies. In Jesus' name.
That's true. That's smart. We own Pfizer, Moderna.
But you know what? I looked at Pfizer, and there wasn't a big increase on Pfizer.
Nope, not now. This is long term. I'm playing the long game. because they're going to find vaccines for, HIV. I'm sure the way they're doing it with this rDNA thing, they can do. It could be a cancer cure down the road with one of them.
Right.
So I'm invested in them, knowing that there's a market for them. It could happen, it couldn't happen, but I'll take a chance.
Right.
I go to the casinos. This is my gambling. I'll gamble on the
And
market.
at least this gamble, the house does not always
Right.
win.
That's
I
right.
lost $20.
Exactly.
That was
Yep.
it for me.
Man, I lost $50 in the casino. I had a whole attitude. I was like, "This is dumb." Yeah.
Michelle and I, we invested $2,500 a year ago. It went up to $9,000 after a year.
Wow.
Not touching it, just buying like solar energy stuff like that, like electric. I'm buying batteries. I said, find out what they use to make drones, and let's invest in all those parts. I'm like, finding
wow.
things that I know going to be like for smart cars and like GPS, like everything.
I'm gonna send you something later on offline because
Okay.
I got a tip on something. I don't want
Yeah,
to
send it to me. Yep, because
Yeah.
I'm buying. I own Walmart, Target. Whatever store I go to that I like a lot, I buy the stock. Nike, I bought the stock last year. It went up 400%.
Wow.
So instead of buying the shoes, I'm buying the stock.
That's
So,
smart.
That's
Brilliant.
Yep.
That's brilliant. Ernest, thank you for taking the time out your busy schedule, putting the shirt on to come in and
Right.
and jump on there and talk to us. We are, we used to this every week. We're getting back to it once a month. And it's just things like this to empower our community to educate. We started this whole thing because we could not touch our members. We couldn't touch people because everybody was home. So Coffee and Conversation, we started to talk about real life things that we need to have conversations about. And although we could talk about the drama on Housewives of Atlanta, but I feel like we should spend more time talking about the empowerment of our people. So thank you so much again.
Yes, sir.
We're gonna bring them back on. Ernest, we're gonna text you, call you, but we gotta bring you back
there's
on.
so
and
much
get some
more, man.
tidbits.
If you
I'm
have
so grateful
time.
that I got a cousin who's a millionaire. I'm so grateful that I got a cousin. And when in doubt, I can call his phone. Hey, I need you to loan me $30,000.
Right.
And I know that he is
I hear you.
sitting on it. Right. Yeah, I know
He
said.
ain't gonna give you 30,000. I can tell you that right now.
Right. But
I tell you how
he
you
got
can get
it.
it overnight.
Right.
And I appreciate that too.
I'll pull you in some of my investments.
You can dope boy flip this, huh? You can dope boy
That's
flip
right.
it. I can give you this 1,000. You can
That
turn
man
it.
is dope. boy.
I'm flipping
Listen.
some houses. That's what I'm gonna be working on in the near future. So
That's what's
I'm thinking,
And that's one of the things that I'm looking at. I want to buy an apartment building. That's one of the goals I have.
Yep.
If anybody knows what I do personal accounting. I manage people's business accounting, but I'm also a property manager by trade. So this is what
Yes,
I do.
okay.
And so I've actually managed houses for people and make sure their rental properties are good. But I personally want to buy an apartment complex. And
My list too. I'm looking
Huh?
for 4-bedroom. Four bedroom, but a 4-unit building that's like foreclosure, it's being foreclosed on or something. And I want to buy it for the price that having one occupied covers the mortgage for the whole unit, the whole building.
And that's what people don't even realize. That's why people get investment. One unit can cover the mortgage payment.
And that's
Another
my,
unit can cover maintenance and your staff salaries,
That's it.
and the other 2 units is all profit.
that's
And
it.
so you don't even realize you can take the other 2 units and then buy another property.
Yep.
And so
That's-
that's how you build your portfolio. And so,
So that's
that's
what
what
I
I'm
did.
working towards.
Me and my friends bought one with enough equity in it that we refinanced the first one, used the equity from the first one. We bought the second one, refinanced the second one, bought the third one. We had like 5 houses just doing that
Wow.
off of $10,000 per person.
You need to do a class.
Yep. It was 5 of us. We each took 10 grand, bought the first house and just rolled it into 5 houses
Wow.
and rented them all out. So,
And got your money back every month.
got money back. Yep. So
Every month.
it's so easy. Not so easy, but it is.
Having
it-
the right tenant. You gotta have the right
it's
tenant.
Right. That's the key. Tenants will
Having
make
the right, having somebody stay on top of it to make sure the money is coming in and all
Yep.
that stuff. That's the other part to it as well.
Yep. That's why I'm dropping, like COVID's messed me up as far as tenants and everything. People lost jobs and whatnot. So
Mhm.
We'll
kind
talk, I got you on that part. I can help you on that part. We'll talk offline about that part.
okay.
I know that's my expertise, how to get that money.
Okay.
All right. Again, thank you all. Hopefully share this. I want you to share this on your social media pages. It's great information. That's great information. It's going to help you in your process. So we want you to share this. We want you to empower. I don't want our community to be renters and not owners. You can. The Bible says we are the lender, not the borrower.
Yep.
And as long as we live in somebody else, we are borrowing their stuff. We can't be the lender if we don't own it. So I want to encourage you all to become lenders and not borrowers. Have a wonderful evening. God loves you. We love you, but God loves you best. See y'all Sunday, 7905 Harford Road, Suite 8 at 9:30 in the morning. As we are going into purpose. Listen, you got to hear all of this because I got to make sure people know. 9:30 on Sunday morning as we are talking about finding your purpose in God and finding your purpose, who God created you to be. All right, y'all. God loves you best. We will see you all on Sunday. Peace.
Yes, sir. See you.